Teacher failed my son for correct beam math. What's the most unforgivable thing a teacher has ever punished your kid for knowing? My 12-year-old son Javi came home from 7th grade shop class last fall, spouting a line that made my blood run cold. Mr. Hale said if you nail a wooden beam right, it can hold any weight, no matter how big. He said it's impossible to overload it if you do the nails correctly. I'm a lead civil engineer for the Oregon DOT, and I spend half my days investigating bridge and building collapses caused by exactly this kind of dangerous, outdated nonsense. I sat Javi down, pulled up my case files from a 2023 residential deck collapse that injured 6 people, and gently explained that every beam has a strict load limit, nails or not. He frowned, confused. But Mr. Hale showed us a whole textbook chapter about it, Mom. He said he's been teaching this for 28 years. Next morning, I packed my hard hat, field laptop, and a cross-section of a failed, overloaded beam in my back. I emailed Mr. Hale, asking if I could do a 15-minute career day presentation about structural safety for his class that afternoon. He jumped at the chance, calling it a great real-world supplement. When I walked in, Mr. Hale introduced me as Javi's mom. The bridge engineer and 30 preteens stared up from their workbenches, half curious, half bored. I heard you guys learned that a properly nailed wooden beam can never be overloaded, I said. The whole class nodded. Mr. Hale smiled proudly from the back. I held up the failed beam chunk first, then pulled up my stress test data on the projector. These tests are done in a sealed vacuum chamber, no external variables, and every single beam snaps once it hits its load limit, regardless of nail quality. I showed them the 2024 State Residential Building Code, which explicitly lists this unbreakable beam myth as a critical safety error to correct. Mr. Hale's smile dropped. He started clearing his throat every 10 seconds, his face turning bright red. One kid raised his hand, pointing to their 1992 shop textbook. But our book says it's true. I flipped to the page, raised an eyebrow. This book is older than most of your parents. Building safety updates every single year for a reason. Mr. Hale suddenly stood up, voice tight. Thank you for the presentation, but we need to get back to our project. I packed up, but not before a girl called out. So our textbook is wrong? The class erupted in whispers. After class, Mr. Hale cornered me in the hallway, hissing. Do you have any idea how hard it is to keep control when parents undermine my authority? Now these kids won't listen to a word I say. I kept my voice level. Isn't the whole point of shop class to teach them to not get hurt? Or is your authority more important than their safety? That night, Javi came home in tears. Mr. Hale had given a pop quiz that afternoon, with a question asking the maximum load for a properly nailed 2x8 beam. Javi wrote the state code's official load limit and got a 0. The correct answer? No maximum limit. I requested an emergency meeting with the principal, bringing the state building code, structural safety standards, my case files, and Javi's quiz. The principal listened, then called in Mr. Hale. When confronted, Mr. Hale doubled down. This is how I've always taught it. It's easier for the kids to understand. I snapped. Easier doesn't matter when it gets them hurt. My son is terrified to go to class because he's being failed for telling the truth. 2 weeks later, the school replaced all their 1992 shop textbooks. Mr. Hale was required to attend mandatory state building code training. On Javi's next report card, Mr. Hale wrote, "Excellent attention to safety protocols." But at the end of your shop night, I saw my name crossed off the volunteer chaperone list. Now, every time Javi learns a new rule in shop class, he turns to me and says, "Mom, is this real, or is this just a Mr. Hale lie?"